Hello students, welcome to Programming with C and C++ online classes. Today I am going to explain about the concept of data types. Today our concept is data types concept. So actually what is data type, why we need to use the data type in the programming language. So how to use the data types, all those things I will explain in this session only. Okay, now let us start our session. Right. Now I am zooming, then only it is visible for you. Right. Here, data types. The concept is data types. Today's concept is data types. C data types are defined as the data storage format. C data types are defined as the data storage format. Data storage format. That a variable can store a data to perform a specific operation. To store a specific operation. C data types are defined as the data storage format that a variable can store a data to perform a specific operation. To perform a specific operation. Now we have to see the syntax. How to create the data types. Actually, if you want to create any variable, so now I want to store my name. Now I want to store my name. Here, name equal to. Now I want to store one roll number. Roll underscore number is my variable. So in that I want to store 1001 is my roll number. 1001 is my roll number. But before declaring any variable, so one data type must and should declare. One data type must and should we have to use. Then only while the program is running time, the roll number will get the memory in the memory. Okay, and practically I am showing for that diagrammatically one explanation I want to give for you. So here if I write like this in the code, int roll underscore number equal to 1001. So actually to store 1001 roll number, I am creating one variable. If you want to hold the data, for that one variable must and should be required. But if you want to create any variable, for that one data type is also must and should be required. Without a data type, we can't create any variable. After that, we can't store any data in that variable. So compulsory data type must and should be we have to use in our program. Without a data type, we can't create any variable and we can't create any function also. So if you want to in C programming, if you want to create any variable or if you want to create any function, in that case we must have to use the data types. So without using data types, we haven't any scope or we haven't any chance to declare variables and to create any functions. Because of if you want to store data, here data is what 1001 is our data. If I want to store the data, compulsory to hold this data we need one variable. So for that roll number variable I have created. But if you want to create roll number variable, compulsory data type is also must and should be required. So that is the process. So if you write the statement in your program, if you have written like this, if you have to write the statement like this in your program, then while running time, nothing but after compilation we need to press F10 keyword, F10 key in keyboard to execute purpose. So if you want to execute, then immediately you can press F10 key. So the program running started. If the program running started, when this line has to be read by the compiler, immediately in the temporary memory, in the RAM memory, it will create one memory location. For what? for the roll number purpose. For the roll number purpose, it will create one memory location. So inside that memory, it will store the roll number 1001 with memory address also. That memory address depends on compiler. That memory address of depends on compiler, some x001356. Okay, so that number is created by the that address location ID is created by the compiler. That responsibility will take by the compiler only, not by us. So that's why we can't assume this address memory address. Okay, so it is this memory ID creation process is taken by the compiler. But if you write the statement in your program while running time, the roll number will get the memory like this, and after that it can store the 1001 here. Here the data type is what? Int data type. So int data type functionality is what? For the roll number purpose, 2 bytes of memory or 4 bytes of memory it can occupy. It's completely depends on operating system. It's completely depends on operating system. So actually there are two types of operating system in Windows. The first one is 32-bit operating system and second one is 64-bit operating system. If in your laptop 32-bit operating system if you have, then the int data type will occupy 2 bytes of memory. 2 bytes of memory. 2 bytes of memory. If it is a 32-bit operating system, if in your laptop, if you have 32-bit operating system, int data type can occupy 2 bytes of memory for the roll number variable. After that, in that spared memory, the value, the data which is the data we have, the data it can store inside the memory. Okay, that memory address created by the compiler only. And next, if you have to use a 64-bit operating system in your laptop, then the int data type will occupy 4 bytes of memory. And in my laptop also 4 bytes of memory it can occupy, because of in my laptop 64-bit operating system I have installed 64-bit operating system. So int data type can occupy while running time 4 bytes of memory for the roll number variable. After that, the 1001 data it can store inside that memory, which is the memory it has created for the roll number. So inside the data it can store. Understood? So that is the data type functionality. So now we have to see the definition of data types. Then only you can understand. So C data types are defined as the data storage format. Actually C data types, what purpose we can use? To allocate the memory while the program is running time. Okay, to allocate the memory while the program is running time for the variable or for any function. Can store a data, perform a specific operation. And next point is what? Data types are used to define a variable or function before to use in a program. So if you, I just already told you right now. So if you want to create any variable or if you want to create any function, so before compulsory you need to declare one data type, because of without a data type you can't create any variable and you can't create any function in your C program. So that is the functionality of data types. So that is the major importance of data types concept. So without a data types we can't create the program and we can't write the program, we can't execute the program, because of while the program is running time, for each and every statement purpose data types allocate the memory while executing time. So without memory it cannot execute without memory it cannot run the program. Without allocating the memory it cannot run the program. Each and every statement, if you want to execute in the C, if you want to execute any statement in C program, compulsory we need to spare some memory. We need to spare some memory in the RAM. So how we can spare that memory? By using data types only. Without data types we can't create the memory while the program is running time. Okay, so that is the major advantage of data types. And also one more functionality is also we have data types. Here int data type I have used here int data type. So if the int data type if you use for the roll number variable can store the data only digits 1001, 1002, 1005 or 65,536. So like that only numbers it can accept to store the data in the variable, because of Here int data type we have used it. This data type belongs to number related data type. If you use the number related data types, the variable can store only number related numbers only. Okay. Instead of 1001, if you want to store ABC, then the roll number cannot accept because of the data type is int. It will show the error. So that is the advantage of data types. That is the advantage of data types. Okay. Now size of variable, constant and array are determined by the data types only. If you want to create any variable, or if you want to create any constant, or if you want to create any array, or if you want to create any function, or if you want to create any pointer, in that these all are C programming concepts. So if you want to create all those things, compulsory data types are very important. Without the data type, we can't create all those things, and we can't use all those things in our program. So that is the great importance in our C program. Data types has the great functionality. So don't underestimate about the data type. Without a data type, we can't create the program. We can't write the program at least, and also we can't run the program. If you want to run any C program, immediately the RAM memory will allocate. So if you want to allocate that RAM memory, compulsory data types we need to use. Without the data types, if you write the program, then RAM memory will not allocate for the program, will not allocate for the C program. So in that case, it will show the error for us. So without a data type, we can't. At least without a data type, if you write the program, then at least it cannot compile, because syntactically that is wrong way. Understood? Right. Now, types of data types. C provides various data types to make it easy for a programmer to select a suitable data type as per the requirement of an application. C provides various data types to make it easy for a programmer to select a suitable data type as per requirements of an application. Following are the three data types here. First one is primitive data type, second one is derived data types, third one is user defined data types. Here already I given one diagram. Carefully observe the screen. Data types diagram we have. So first one is primitive data type, second one is derived data type, third one is user defined data type. In the primitive data type, what are the data types we have? Character data type, into data type, float data type, double data type, wired data type. So these are the primitive data types. Primitive data types are nothing but built-in data types. These all data types comes with along C software only. Okay, when you install the C related software, then automatically all data type functionality is also available. You no need to write the program. You no need to write the logic about that data type, because of that data types logic is already existed in the C editor. Okay, C software. So again we no need to write. Just simply we can use that keywords. And derived data type is array, pointer, function. These three are derived data types, and these three also created based on these in primitive data types only, based on these primitive data types. So next one is user defined data type. Third one, user defined data type is nothing but, if you want to create, if the user create any data type by himself, automatically those data types are called user defined data types. If any data type created by the user, so those are called user defined data types. Here I given three user defined data types. Enum is also one of the user defined data type, and structure is also one of the user defined data types, and enum is also one of the user defined data types. So like that, these many data types we have, and let us understand first. Let us have to know each and everything. So first one we have to see the primary data types. So primary data types are also called basic data types. Primary data types is also called basic data types, and also called built-in data types, and also call it basic data types, and also call it built-in data types, and also fundamental data types is also we have to call. Okay, the primary data types are also classified into three types. They are, the first one is integral data types. The first one is integral data types. Second one is floating point data types. Third one is void data type. Primary data types classified into primary data types again divided into three types. The first one is integral data type. Second one is floating point data types. Third one is void data type. First we have to see the integral data types. Integral data types are used to store whole numbers and characters. Integral data types are used to store whole numbers and characters. The integral data types are also again divided into two types. The integral data types are also again divided into two types. First one is integer data types. Second one is character type data types. So first we have to see the integer data types. Okay, primary data types again divided into three types: integral, floating, void. So first we have to see the integral data types, and integral data types also again divided into two types: integer data types, character data types. Okay, so the integer data types are used to store whole numbers without fractions. Without fractions. Carefully observe. Here I am creating integral data type, integer data type. If you create any int data type for the roll number, here I want to store 1001 is data. Okay, if you write the statement like this, the int data type can store only whole numbers. Here 1001 I have given. So instead of this one, if you give roll underscore number equal to 153.40, so this is wrong way, because of integer data types can support only numbers, nothing but without fractions. Whole numbers it can support. So here I assign it which value must 0.40 also I have assigned it. Fraction part is also I have used it. So this is wrong. Second option is, first one is right. Second one wrong, because of the assignment is wrong. Integer data type can support only whole numbers, and in the second statement I have assigned with the fraction part, so that is wrong way to assign this value to this variable. Integer data type cannot accept this value. Understood? So that is the difference between this and that. So integer data types are used to store whole numbers without fractions. The integer data type again divided into 6 types. So here short, unsigned short, int, unsigned int, long, unsigned long. Like that 6 data type we have. Integer type data types, 6 data types we have. Short, unsigned short, int, unsigned int, long, unsigned long. So here don't think about the what is unsigned, what is signed. Okay, here signed short, unsigned short. Here signed int, unsigned int, signed long, unsigned long. So what is the difference between signed and unsigned? What is the difference between signed and unsigned? Signed equal to, signed means it can accept only positive values. Okay, signed means it can accept only positive values. But whereas unsigned means it can support both positive and negative values also. Understood? So that is the difference between signed and unsigned. Signed and unsigned in C. So an unsigned variable type of int can hold 0 and positive numbers, and signed int holds negative and 0 positive numbers. Sorry, here reversely I have used it. Again I am going to tell with you. Yeah. Here signed means the variable can hold variable can hold positive and negative values also. So that is the meaning of signed. Unsigned means it can support only positive values. Unsigned means the variable can hold positive values only. Understand? Negative values it cannot support. So that is the difference between signed and unsigned. Signed if you use the data type along with data type, if you use the signed or unsigned, so then here carefully observe. Now I am using signed int x equal to, here it can support -1 value also, as well as can support -1 value also, and signed int y, here it can support positive value also. Understood? So the first statement signed, so signed int x equal to -18, and second statement signed int y equal to 10 positive value. First I have assigned negative value, second I have assigned positive value. So that means if you use the signed keyword along with int data type, so the x variable, which is the variable we have declared, that x variable it can support both positive and negative values, But if you declared any unsigned int x, then it can support only positive values. Negative values it cannot support. By default we are using, without, carefully observe here. First of all we need to use int x equal to 10. If we use like this, automatically the compiler will place signed keyword. At runtime. Okay, so this is the default keyword for any data type. If you want to use unsigned, then explicitly you have to pass that unsigned keyword. Okay, if you haven't passed anything, then automatically compiler will assign this keyword at runtime. That responsibility will take by the C software while compilation time. Okay, right, while execution time. Syntactically it can assign, by default it can assign. And next, the difference we have to understood now we have to see the short data type. Signed short, 2 bytes of memory it can internally occupy. 2 bytes of memory it can internally occupy. For example, now I want to create short data type x equal to, I want to create x variable with the short data type. Okay, short data type. So if you write like this in your program, while executing time, the program immediately will spare the memory. Short data type, 2 bytes of memory it can occupy. Short data type, 2 bytes of memory it can occupy. For which variable? X variable. For x variable. After that, the 10 value it can store inside, and here the memory address will assign it by the compiler only. Okay, compiler. So this is assumed value. Just I am giving for your understanding purpose. But this value is not constant. The value it can depends on by the compiler. Okay, memory address is depends on the compiler. So if you write like this in your if you write the statement in your C program, while executing time, short data type will spare the memory 2 bytes of memory for the X variable. After that, this 10 value can store inside that, which is the memory it has spared for the X variable. That inside the 10 value it has, the data it can store inside. Understood? 2 bytes of memory it will occupy. So like that, and the value range is what here? Minus 32,768 to 32,767. So like nothing but these many values it can support. Short data type, these many values it can support. So this is also a valid. Short X equal to 32,767. Up to that value it can support. Okay, 32,007 minus 32,767 to 32,760. Sorry, minus 32,768 to 32,767. Up to it can support by the short data type. Okay, unsigned it can support 0 to 65,535. So like that, signed int 2 or 4 bytes means here actually int data type completely depends on operating system. Nowadays in our laptops or in our systems we are using Windows operating system. Actually that Windows operating system we have two types. First one is 32-bit operating system and second one is 64-bit operating system. So if you use 32-bit operating system, 2 bytes of memory will occupy by the int data type for any variable. Okay, for the variable. So if you use 64-bit operating system, int data type can occupy the memory for the 4 bytes only. In my laptop I have 64-bit operating system. So in my laptop 4 bytes of memory it will occupy for a created variable. Carefully observe here. Int data type X equal to 20 is my value. So if I use this one in my program while executing time in my laptop, so int data type for the X variable 4 bytes of memory it can allocate. 4 bytes of memory it can allocate for the X variable. While executing time, 4 bytes of memory it can allocate. And after that, for allocation for which variable purpose? X variable purpose. After that, the 20 value it can store inside the memory. Understood? Here the memory address given by the compiler. So that is the process it is going on behind. Okay, so like that these many values it can support, and signed integer it can support 30. If 2 bytes of memory it can occupy 32,767 minus 32,768 to 32,767 memory it can, that range it can support, because of for the 2 bytes what is the short to range value. So the same value, if in your laptop 32-bit operating system, if you have integer also can spare that same range. Okay, but if you have 64-bit operating system, down I have given one more value 2, 147, 483, 648. So this much value it can support from this number to from this number. Okay, so you please concentrate on these values only, but not by heart. Don't by heart these values. Okay, this much range it can store into that created variable. So that is that's what I am telling with you. So you please remember this one, just read this, but you please concentrate on size of the memory, the data type and how much memory it is occupying for the variable. First you need to know by using these data types only. So unsigned and long like this. Long integer also can support these many values, these many numbers. Signed int, unsigned int, signed long, unsigned long. So long data type it can support 8 bytes of memory. Okay, only int data type it can depends only operating system. but remaining all data types has own size of memory. Okay, integer data type only can depends on operating system. If it is a 32-bit operating system, 2 bytes of memory it can occupy. But if it is 64-bit operating system, 4 bytes of memory it can occupy by the integer data type. But coming to the long data type, 8 bytes of memory it can occupy while running time for the variable. And unsigned long is also 8 bytes of memory it can support. But the range is this one, from this number to this number, from this number to this number. And in the next class, and actually half an hour time is over, 30 minutes time is over. In the next class I would like to explain, I would like to continue from this character data types. Okay, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this session, and in the next class I would like to continue from the character data types. Okay, now integer data types we have completed. In the next class, character data types I will explain. Character data type, floating point data types, wide data type, and user defined data types, derived data type, everything I will explain. And also after that, one example also I would like to show for you. Then you can get an awareness on that. And data type is also very important question to learn. So you please concentrate on that. Don't ignore this question. Okay, this concept is very important because of every exam in the C programming language subject. For every exam, this question coming always. So please try to concentrate on this question. Don't ignore this. Thank you very much.